paying audience. But people don't just do this to make a buck. In Tim's case, it's to satisfy his curiosity and see just how far he can go.
No blood, no pain, ladies and gentlemen. That is mind over matter.
I kind of got into this because I'm actually really curious about the world. I think, way beyond what other people are.
2, 3.
And as I said, I don't want to kind of have a superficial knowledge of something. I want to go deep into it.
The nails have been pushed in deep.
As for Vanessa, she's inspired by the audience and by challenging them to see themselves in an entirely new way.
Makes people totally second-guess everything they thought was possible with a human being. And that's fantastic.
When it comes to second-guessing or doing a double take, few performers can rival the cabaret stars of Thailand. Look closely, because every one of these women was born a man. How would you like to headline in a transsexual cabaret? In other countries, women usually take the lead in cabaret. But here in Thailand, many feel they're just not the right gender for the job.
In Thai society, women are usually very prim and proper. This profession requires them to be outgoing, cheeky and brazen, which is not proper for Thai women.
Women have thoughts that are special for women, and men have thoughts that are manly. But lady boys have a combination, so we can be more expressive.
In the West, if a boy wanted to become a woman, he'd probably keep his desires secret, but not in Thailand. Here, lady boys, or men who decide to become women, are much more open, especially on the stage.
In Thailand, as well as in Japan, there's this idea that only a man can portray the perfect woman.
Andrew Matzner is a lecturer at Hollands University.
The epitome of femininity can only be enacted by a male. That is the prevalent idea in theater performance in Thailand. Femininity is based on artifice, and who better to be an expert at artifice than an actor?
So every night in cabarets across Thailand, performers transform themselves in the most profound way imaginable. From men into women. Meet Anne. She's a beauty queen with a dressing room full of trophies. When this ladyboy's on stage, men drool. The transformation seems complete. In the West, performers like Anne might be confined to more underground venues. But Anne has won her trophies at transvestite beauty contests, held at fairs and festivals all over Thailand. Spectators often comment that these beauty queens are more beautiful than women.
You can purchase birth control pills over the counter in Thailand. So oftentimes, adolescents who identify as transgendered are able to, through birth control pills, through hormones, they're able to develop a female body from early on in life, and that allows them to become very convincing.
Anne made the decision to live as a woman before her body had even begun to reach manhood.
ตัวเรามาตัดสินใจว่าเราจะเป็นอย่างนี้เนี่ยประมาณสัก I decided I was like this around 5th or 6th grade, around 10 or 11 years old. I chose it even though my parents were against it, and I was very stubborn and determined.
Now Anne lives with her boyfriend in Bangkok. He hasn't told his mother about their relationship yet and prefers to keep his identity secret. But to him, Anne is the best girlfriend he's ever had.
I don't consider myself gay. There is nothing about Anne that is like a man.
But in a very real sense, that's not true. Anne may have had breast implants, but she still fits the legal definition of a man.
In my profession, you really don't need to have the bottom part done. But for me, it enhances my femininity, and I'll do it for my boyfriend.
What makes this taboo, what makes the cabaret so fascinating, I think, for Thai people and for people from all over the world, is that boundaries of nature are being crossed. We assume that when a baby is born male, that baby's going to grow up to be a man. When that baby boy grows up to become a beautiful woman, we are fascinated. We also understand some line has been crossed. And so for some people, there are very negative feelings.
With her in-between gender status, Anne encounters these negative feelings often.
There was an incident once when I traveled to Singapore to work. When we landed at the Singapore airport, at the immigration desk, the minute they looked at my passport and it had the prefix Mr., they asked me if I was a man. And I replied, yes. The minute they heard my voice, they knew I was a man. They then started to wonder about my visit.
Anne was held like a prisoner at the airport until the Singapore cabaret could vouch for her. The experience left her frightened, profoundly aware that to many people, her lifestyle would always be unacceptable. Coming up, meet the ladyboy who's taken Thailand by storm. And later, take a peek behind the closed doors of the world of the geisha. In Thailand, ladyboys were dancers and entertainers long before cabaret caught on in the 1970s. But its enormous success has given them a special niche and allowed them to become more open in expressing themselves. One has even turned stardom on the cabaret stage into national celebrity. The artist known simply as Day. Day is the author of 2 books. And though she's never had a sex change operation, she lives her life entirely as a woman, on stage and off. It's been a radical transformation from a young boy who yearned to entertain.
I always loved to perform as a child, singing or acting whenever there was a chance.
At 17, Day had to quit school to help support her family. Working as a hairdresser, she got in on the ground floor of the blossoming field of cabaret.
I had to slowly inject more and more of my personality and myself into the acts so that I could stand out and be different. To insert too much of yourself might also turn people off, but there's a balance.
Day's stardom has given her the latitude to live the life she wants, and even adopt 2 sons. In the West, virtually everything about this man/woman would be taboo. Her gender, her motherhood, her lifestyle. So why is she accepted in Thailand?
Transgenderism isn't bound up in sinfulness the way it is in the West. According to Christianity, homosexuality, cross-dressing, those are considered to be sinful. Whereas according to Buddhism, generally, transgenderism is bound up in karma. A person is born transgendered because of something they did wrong in a prior life.
As a result, overt harassment is rare here. But that doesn't mean most Thais approve of transgenderism. Dr. Wanlo Piyamanaram is a psychologist. He's concerned about how ladyboys are affecting Thailand's reputation.
People have invested a lot of money in cabaret, but the image is not good. The message is not positive. Every big hotel has it now, but foreigners don't appreciate it or admire it. They see it as something very strange and weird.
But what does the audience think? Why is cabaret so popular in Thailand?
It's very colorful and artistic, and nobody can do it as well as here in Thailand.
For me personally, I think it's good. They have a very special talent.
I like it because it's creative in a different way. When people don't like it, it's because they don't understand this group of people.
But what makes these performers acceptable may be the fact that they are performers, existing in a space outside everyday reality.
Transvestitism on stage is different from transvestitism in the street for most people, because the stage is understood to be a place where we're going to break the rules. It's a safe place to imagine, what if we were doing something different with our gender, something fundamentally different than we're supposed to do.
It's a similar story in advertising, film, and television soap operas. Ladyboys are acceptable only as long as they stick to stereotypical roles. And though Thailand is renowned for its tolerance, even a celebrity like Day often feels that many are uncomfortable with her lifestyle.
It is not words that bother me, but looks. As if people are looking down at us.
Even deciding which bathroom to use can be an issue.
We have to look at ourselves and decide which bathroom we are ready to go into. I'm not there to peek at someone. If we are dressed like men, we should go into the men's room, and if we are dressed as women, the ladies' room.
We shouldn't think of Thailand as being a paradise for transgendered people. Some people are very accepting, some people are not. So a person may be beaten in their family. At the workplace level, depending on the profession, discrimination definitely can exist.
But concerns like these tend to disappear at the cabaret. For Thailand's ladyboys, it's a refuge.
Once we are on the cabaret stage, people are in awe, and they are not laughing or feel disgusted like they may in other circumstances. Cabaret is not just a profession for us. It is not just a livelihood. It is something that sustains us. It is like the air that we breathe.
For many entertainers, especially those on the extreme, the stage is the place they feel most free to express themselves. But what if your kind of performance required you to give up yourself and become somebody else? To embrace a role that takes all your waking hours in pursuit of someone else's vision. How far would you go